A class of molecule that we have not discussed yet is the haloalkane, or the alkyl halide. It means the same thing. First, we need to talk about the nomenclature for these molecules. IUPAC rules for nomenclature are pretty standard across a wide range of functional groups. Always, you want to identify the parent chain, list the substituents, number the parent chain, and then put the name together alphabetically, and add the stereochemistry if there is any. In the case of haloalkanes, where there's a halogen attached to an alkyl group, we have to have a name for the halogen substituent. It's pretty simple. For fluorine, we call it fluoro. Chlorine is chloro, bromine is bromo, and iodine is iodo. Let's take an example of three molecules. This first molecule has two carbons in the chain, 1, 2, so the base is ethane. The IUPAC name for this is chloroethane. We have to assign the number for the substituent. The substituent has to appear at the lowest number of the carbon chain, so in this case it will be 1. This is 1-chloroethane. In the second example, we again have two carbons in the longest chain, only in this case we also have a methyl group, so we're going to name these alphabetically. So chloro comes before methyl, so this is 1-chloro, 1-methyl, ethane. Finally, if we have three substituents, again, the base chain here is two carbons. In this case, there are two methyl groups, so let's call this 1-chloro, 1,1-dimethyl, ethane. Sometimes you'll also see the common names for alkyl halides. In this case, here, we would just call this ethyl chloride, where we use the alkane itself as the functional group, or the substituent, and the chloride as the base. In the next example here, this is an isopropyl group. This is isopropyl chloride, 2 words. And in this case, this is a tert-butyl group, so this is tert-butyl or T-butyl chloride. Another important part of nomenclature is assigning how many carbon atoms are attached to the alpha carbon. The alpha carbon is the carbon where the halogen is attached. The alpha carbon here has one other carbon attached to it, so this is a primary alkyl chloride. In this case, the alpha carbon has two different carbon atoms. This is a secondary alkyl chloride. And in this case here, we have three different substituents, three different carbons. This is a tertiary alkyl chloride. Let's practice naming here. Here's another example. This is a fluoroalkane. Again, we want to count the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to identify the substituents. There's a fluoro group. We have to number the parent chain. In this case, we numbered it left to right. We can also number it right to left because this molecule is symmetric. It doesn't matter. So this is a 3-fluoro group. And now we just put it together alphabetically. This is 3-fluoropentane. We do not need to include stereochemistry here because there's a line of symmetry down this molecule. This is an ethyl group and this is an ethyl group, so this is achiral. Take a more complicated example. We have a chloroalkane here. It's a secondary chloroalkane. Let's count the longest chain. We can start at the left or the top. I'm going to start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. When we are numbering, we want to make sure the lowest number is the first site of the substituent. So that could either be 2 right here, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3 if we were numbering the other way. So we're going to number it this way. List the substituents. We have a 2-methyl group. We have a 4-chloro group. And we have a 9-ethyl group. Again, we're going to list these alphabetically. So the first one in this case is the chloro. This is 4-chloro, 9-ethyl, 2-methyl, and 11 is undecane. In this case, there is a stereocenter right here, so we need to assign the stereochemistry as well. The chlorine is going to have the highest priority, and if we follow the chain here, branches first, so this is 2, 3, so it's going clockwise, but the chlorine is in the back, so it would be reversed, so this is S. We can say that this is 4S, but there's only one stereocenter here, so if we just say S, it can be assumed that that belongs to the 4. You could also put 4S in parentheses if you want to be more specific.